because they have somewhere to plug us in. If we got to take the wireless mics and hold them, that's what we're doing. Yep. 100%. That's what all they need to do. All they need to do is plug in. Yeah, just ask him. It's a good thing your girl's here. That would have been funny as fuck. You start talking, nobody can hear us.
Oh, and I figured that's how I thought we were switching it up.
Oh, fuck no. Yeah. No, absolutely not. 0% chance. But I'd rather sit up here so that people know we're doing something. You know what I mean?
No, 100%.
Nah. How are they going to hear us?
Huh?
I feel like he's saying no, and that can't be. Because that would be retarded. If that's the case, then we're gonna have to pivot. So we gotta have sound, whatever they got, we gotta use. You know what I mean?
Well, are we going to have time now? This about to be.
I'd rather do something. We have to.
All right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The draft ain't gonna start right at 5, anyways.
So do we just record without the sound and then post show, make sure that they got their shit situated?
Sure.
Do you just want to do that?
No, hang on. Let's see what she said. Yeah. We're good. Yeah. You're good. Whatever will go loud, that's what we need to use. And if they can't, then we'll wait till the post show, I guess, as a backup option. But I don't want to be talking like this and nobody can hear us. Unless you want to. You know what I mean? Oh, mics are live.
Okay.
Are we live on the stream? There's 5'8" Ashton Genty coming out, running back. Had to throw in the measurables since our boy Ollie Gordon is hosting his draft party here with us.
Yep.
Ooh, look at Will Johnson's fit, baby. That is a suit. That is a suit. I love that.
Yeah, I like that one. I
love that suit. That's a great suit.
CB1.
That's a great suit. T-Mac looking good with that light purple too. T-Mac looked great. Yeah. T-Mac looked really, really good.
He was putting on for the Poly people too. He wearing a late.
Is he?
That is grandma.
Oh, there's Jalen. Talk to us, Jalen. Talk to us, Jalen. He did his dance too. Jalen Milrow did his dance, showed us his thing. Les Spellman going to be hanging out with us post show. He's the man behind the speed, that sub 4.3 speed, correct?
Yeah.
What do you have? 4.2?
No, it was 4.3, 4.39.
4.39 for a quarterback, for a big quarterback. That man be going 100. Cam Ward projected #1 overall pick.
Yep. How you feel about the fit? Let's grade the fit. Cam Ward fit. How you feel about
Cam Ward fit looked like a 2003 baggy fit from the NBA. You know what kind of fit I'm talking about?
I know you're talking about the legendary LeBron James and Melo.
Legendary is a word I would not use.
With LeBron James?
Yeah, I would use that for Shedeur Sanders, a guy who you will notice is very clearly not on the stage.
So Ashton Genty, I seen a picture earlier. Mm-hmm. He has diamond-crusted Crocs on.
He has diamond-crusted Crocs?
Yeah, he has Crocs on with a suit.
All right.
And there's diamonds on the Crocs.
I don't know about that.
I'm out on it. I know how I feel about it. I'm completely out on it.
Yeah, I'm not with that. Here's the thing. You can't take diamonds and put them on Crocs.
Yeah.
That's my point. Like,
I don't like it for not even, especially the draft.
No, let me talk to Ashton. Let me show you. Ashton, let me tell you a little something about how you do this next time, big dog. Okay?
This is on the time.
Let me tell you how you do this next time. The next time, the reason you do this and how you do this next time is, see this Nike symbol I got? Okay? For those of you watching the broadcast, there's a hot pink Nike symbol. Okay? Well, I got some shoes for day 2. That I'm wearing that got Swarovski crystals, okay, on the Nike check mark. And that is exactly what we're looking for. That is exactly what he should have done. I have no idea why he did it on Crocs, because Crocs should only be worn in the locker room.
Yeah, I
don't want to see Crocs out on the red carpet.
You know what it is? People, they try to mix the business casual with and I totally understand the Jordans, right? Classic Jordan 1s.
Oh, yeah.
Not even every pair of Jordans.
High tops.
Yeah, I understand that. But that's about where it stops.
Yeah.
A nice classic tennis shoe. Mm-hmm. If you're talking about the G Nikes, everybody else call them Air Force Ones. We call them G Nikes. In New Orleans, that's what we call them. We did.
Of course, we have to work in a New Orleans reference. Like as if this is a show in New Orleans. You know where we are. Let's tell the people where we are since my boy Okay, I will do that as the bet on the stage. We're in Red Tail, in Resorts World, in Las Vegas, Nevada, on the West Coast. We're currently not in New Orleans. I know that everybody might think that because Keith is going to try and turn this into a New Orleans show. Okay, let me be very clear. This is Viva Las Vegas, the best place on earth, the entertainment capital of the world. We have Ollie Gordon behind the scenes with us. We've got Les Spellman behind the scenes with us. We're going to have a hell of a time this weekend. I'm really excited about it.
Oh, yeah, no, the show is about to kick off, and it's about to be a damn good one. I'll tell you that.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell they are doing on this broadcast.
I'm trying
to figure it out. I have no idea. This is a very weird situation that is sitting here. I got
the national anthem.
I'm just trying to figure out. We're doing the national anthem, but we're doing it acoustic? I'm not really quite sure.
I think so.
I don't really know what's going on. Camera, I'm talking to the audience here. Y'all, can you tell me why this is a very bizarre way to do the national anthem, I believe? I'm not really sure what is going on. What I do know is Green Bay looks shitty. Looks shitty, and it always looks shitty. And you know who doesn't look shitty? Vegas. Never looks shitty. It's pretty hard to beat, right? Yeah. It's pretty tough to beat. Like it's hard to say, hey, it's gonna be better than that. Yeah. I gotta admit, I don't think there's a whole lot better than that. But should probably head this back to the NFL draft because we're 9 minutes and 55 seconds away from the NFL draft kicking off. Keith, what direction are the Tennessee Titans going? Is this chalk?
It's chalk. It's layup. They're going Cam Ward. This is the best quarterback prospect that they've had since. I'll go Steve McNair. I was about to say Vince Young. I'm going to go even before Vince. I'm going to go Steve McNair. Yeah, Aaron McNair, baby. I think he'll be able to throw the rock. You have a second-year head coach and Bill Callahan. He'll be able to get that rolling, get that going. And hopefully the Tennessee Titans able to turn the corner. Now, if you talk about a bold prediction, would the bold prediction be that Cam Ward can elevate the Titans to the point to where they can win a bad AFC South?
Okay, I don't even think that's is it bold?
Well, I mean, you have C.J. Stroud, the NFL's golden child, right?
How'd the golden child come back year two?
No, I'm just asking. I'm just saying that's what everybody's deeming. That's why I think it's a bold prediction because I think everybody's putting a choke that the Houston Texans will run away with that. And the Tennessee Titans were the worst team in the NFL. So to go from worst to winning the division,
True.
It's pretty bold.
That'd be pretty. Yeah, I'll let you slip. I'll let you slip with that bold prediction there. I don't love it. Not gonna lie, but I like it. It's a mid bold prediction, but we'll allow it. We'll allow it, and I think every year in the NFL, it's one of the things that makes the NFL the best. Right? There's parity in the NFL. Every year in the NFL, there is a division where a team that finished last in the division goes from worst to first. It's happened for like 30 straight years. And when you have that going on, you have parity in your league. And that's all that anybody wants. That's why the league continues to grow at the level that it does, is because of the parity that exists in the NFL. And so I kind of love that. Kind of like that. Kind of love that bold prediction. Kind of love that bold prediction.
We have what?
8 minutes. We got 8 minutes.
We got 10, 15 minutes, right?
We got 8 minutes until it begins, and then we got 10 minutes where we're going to filibuster and pretend like we don't know that they're going to pick Cam Ward when we know they're picking Cam Ward. So really, we got 20 minutes.
Well, let's get this thing started then. Let's have some fun. Because I heard, I've gotten word that we're live on YouTube, that we rocking and rolling. Draft Club is here in Viva Las Vegas.
Yes, we are,
at Red Tail. We're right next to Zook Nightclub in Resorts World. I want to give a big shout out to Resorts World, to our partners.
Yes.
If you're drinking tequila,
shout out to Fletcher Azul, baby. Shout out to Fletcher Azul, just making things right with this additive-free tequila that your girl is going to enjoy plenty of this weekend. I can assure you of that.
All right, let's get started. Let's talk about this. We're talking about quarterbacks, right? And everybody said that this is a down quarterback class. That's what everybody is saying. So I want to ask the question, how many quarterbacks go in the first round tonight?
Okay, first and foremost, let's start here. This is not a down quarterback class. It's not a down quarterback class. It's only a down quarterback class if you didn't watch the tape. That's how I feel.
No, and I'll pivot off that, and I may be the lone wolf on this, but if we take some direct comparisons, right? And everybody bought in last year to Will Levis a couple of years ago, right? Why can't Will Howard, the quarterback from Ohio State? He's big, he's strong, he's athletic, national champion, has a strong arm. Why can't he, right, be a first-round prospect similar to what Josh Allen was? He just needs to improve accuracy. Everybody wanted Anthony Richardson, right? The do-it-threat guy that can run, that can play in the SEC. How much upside? Why can't Jalen Milroe be that do-it-threat quarterback that everybody wants? I want to ask you something,
because you said this, and I think when we bring Les Spellman up here later, we will do this. What did Anthony Richardson do on the football field that Jalen Milroe didn't do?
I've asked people about this, and I've gotten a bunch of...
I got to be honest with you. This is some BS.
Yeah, and that's what I was about to say. So I've asked people about this, and I've gotten silly-ass answers. You know, the answer I've gotten is that we like Anthony Richardson, and we was willing to buy in because we didn't know what he could be.
Okay.
And when you break that down into the basic economics of life, right? I would love to go walk out there and tell somebody, listen, give me $1 million because I can make you $20 million. And they just hand it over to me, right?
That's pretty much startups.
Yeah, and that's not how it goes. People say, what is your resume? Have you done it before? But it's only in the draft community, especially in the NFL draft community, that we buy into things that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Listen.
It's not only the NFL draft community. I will tell you, this started, I've attributed this to Danny Ainge.
Okay.
Danny Ainge, former basketball player for the Boston Celtics, becomes GM. He had Celtics fans believing in, I will trade away a proven commodity, so proven superstar. I will trade that away for the opportunity, so draft picks, that could be better than said superstar.
Yep.
Let me tell you what I will not do. If I have a superstar, I'm not trading away my superstar for a potential superstar. That is the dumbest shit I have ever heard.
Yep.
And that is exactly what this is. That is, I am hoping, which I don't like that word, Keith. Yeah. I don't like the word hope when we're talking about NFL draft picks. You know what I like? Drafting good players. Drafting guys who we've watched on tape in football, not at the combine, not at some pro day, at the actual, all the months and all the years we've seen them actually play football, Keith. That's what we care about. And you know what? The guys that I know that are doing a really good job, they care about the same damn things.
Yep, 100%. And I'm right there with you. And so I asked the question, I said, how many quarterbacks go in the first round? I'm going with 4. I think we see 4 quarterbacks in the first round. I think Cam Ward goes, Shedeur Sanders goes, Jalen Milroe goes, and Jackson Dart goes.
I agree.
And I think we see all 4 guys go. I think there are way too many teams that need quarterbacks that we're not going to see quarterbacks go in the first round. And with that being said, Shedeur Sanders, because I think that's the unpopular one, right? Everybody wants
to talk about Shedeur, baby.
Let's get into the Shedeur conversation. You want to start? I started. And we'll start with the tweet that you showed me from Tom Pelissero, where it was an AFC executive, might have been the NFC. It was
two of them. One of each.
Okay. And they talked about how Shedeur Sanders was one of the worst interviewers that they've ever had. He's entitled. He's arrogant. All of these different things, right? And which I don't like about it, first of all, is the year 2025, the anonymous shit is out the window, right? I don't care who it's coming from.
You know how I feel about anonymous sources.
It is completely out the window. And secondly, I think that people have a problem with Shedeur being a young black man and being confident.
I agree.
They want him to come in there. I don't even want to say humble, because I think he is a humble young man, but they want him to almost come in there begging, right, for their attention. And that's not it. That's not how it should be. That's not how it goes. This is the son of Deion Sanders. Do you understand that Deion, first of all, obviously he's been a superstar his whole life, but this young kid was on a reality TV show when he was 8. Yeah. The cameras don't faze him.
No.
And that should be a positive thing.
No, and we've talked about this, what seems at nauseum, and somehow, some way, people keep saying dumber and dumber things as this goes along. Truly. Yep. We left that Colorado Pro Day, and one, I will tell you, as the over 1,000 pro days I've ever been to, if that's not the best pro day I've ever been to as far as how it was long, it was the best environment.
Yep.
Number two, probably one of the most, if not the most important things when you're evaluating a quarterback is their mentals. How they're going to handle things, how they're going to handle pressure, how they're going to handle tough environments, how they're going to handle people, putting them into situations that are hard. Who is better prepared for that than Shedeur Sanders?
Thank you.
Considering Deion has only put his son in tough environments his entire life.
All the pressure on him. All the pressure. And there's been some pressure, and he's doubled and tripled down on it unnecessarily.
And he can't back it up. We've talked about this. Like, Deion talks shit like he is going to play. Yeah. And he's coaching, and he forgot that he's not going to actually go out there and do it.
100%. And Shedeur rises to the occasion, right? Because the rest of the Colorado football team, they didn't have the talent to rise to the occasion.
No.
But you're talking about all of the trash talk that went back and forth when they played Colorado State. Who had to show up? Shedeur Sanders. You're talking about this season when all the trash talk and national championship and all this other stuff. Who had to show up? Shedeur Sanders. So this is a guy, like you said, we've seen pressure for many of draft prospects. A lot of draft prospects that a lot of people like because they were tall, they were strong, they were smart. They were
Paxton Lynch. Yeah. How about the Denver Broncos for like 5 years straight?
Paxton Lynch, Brock Osweiler, right? Remember
Trevor Siemian.
Remember the years of Blaine Gabbert was supposed to be good. But we have so many different guys that we were told, but we were told.
Guys that got better when football stopped being playing. That's a Colin Cowherd thing that said that the other day. And I've never identified with a statement more than really, truly not understanding how the football stops and a prospect gets better.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you, that only happens because they look at a guy and they go, he's tall, he's got a big arm, I like him.
I like him.
Okay. Let me tell you what I like.
Dangerous words.
Yeah. Let me tell you what. Yeah. Let me tell you what I like. Winning football games. That's what you should like. Not liking the prospect. You're not friends with the person. This is somebody you're drafting to make your football team better, Keith. Yeah. And quite frankly, I think we're live. Look at how he just brought us live on the mic. I think people can hear us now. As we were mid sentence on Shedeur Sanders, but I'm gonna let you kick things off again because we're now we're gonna be up loud in the system here at Resorts World at Red Tail for the NFL draft.
Yeah, so I don't think is my mic.
You gotta get closer to the mic. You gotta love the mic.
Mic check.
I don't know. I think we're back off the mic.
Yeah, we're back off.
Sorry, people that are watching live. We appreciate. Yeah, we appreciate YouTube. We love you. We're working through the logistics, so if it seems a little uncomfortable, that's because we're just trying to figure it out. 2,500 live, baby, people.
Oh, we are rolling right now.
Thank you very much to everybody that's watching this. Listen, at the end of the day, we are so ready. We are so ready for this draft to start because I feel like we've been talking about a lot of BS.
It has been a lot of BS, and I think we're finally about to get things solved. And the draft is about to start. And I think a fun way to end the preview, because the draft is about to start.
Yeah.
You're a GM. I'm a GM, right? Okay. And if you know me, you know Keith Sanchez. You know I like South Beach. I like Miami, right? So I'm gonna be the GM.
You like it a little too much, I think. Ooh, we're live.
I'm going to be the GM for the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
And I want to move up. You be the GM for the Raiders. So I'm proposing.
Okay, so I'm the GM of the Raiders.
For the Las Vegas Raiders.
I like this situation. Yep. I am the GM of the Las Vegas Raiders. So everybody, I'm fielding picks.
Yeah. So let's rock and roll. I'm going to do this. I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to call you. And I'm going to say this. I want to trade Tyreek Hill to you, to the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh boy.
So that way I can move up inside the top 10. And my goal is to draft Matthew Golden. And the reason is this. Listen, Tyreek Hill, super talented player, right? But I think the best word to describe him is active. Let's just go with active, right? My guy does a lot.
He's active. That's funny as shit.
He's an active guy. So y'all need a playmaker. You have Brock Bowers, right? You have Pete Carroll. You have Tom Brady in the building. Then you have Geno Smith. You need a playmaker on the outside. So I trade you Tyreek Hill. You allow me to move up to the number 6, number 7 pick. I draft Matthew Golden. You move down, you can still get your offensive lineman. Are you accepting the trade or not?
That's a no for me, dog.
Oh,
that's a no for me, dog. You better give me some more picks, baby. I ain't moving down without more picks.
You want a third?
No, I want a third. You want to move into the top 10 and you ain't giving me more picks? You got another thing coming.
I'm giving you an all-pro wide receiver. Look at your roster.
You know what I'm doing?
Look at your roster.
Quick, I ain't even answering the phone call.
Okay,
I'm going, nope.
Right. Well, listen.
You know why?
Why? Let's talk about it.
Because Tyreek Hill is a pain in the ass. That's why. I ain't giving up on the future of my team. Pete Carroll is a culture builder.
He is.
Culture builder, and he's about to set this off the right way. Tyreek Hill is not the right fit for what I want to do. What I want to do with the Vegas Raiders. So you know what? I'm not doing that. I ain't doing it.
Well, that's fine.
Not unless you're going to make sweeten the pot here. You got to give me something else.
You know what? I'm hanging up the phone, too. I'm not calling back. That's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Go ahead and hang up the phone. I don't want. You thought you were going to move into the top 10 without giving me another pick. You got another thing coming.
All-pro wide receiver. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
No chance.
That's how we're going to end.
You know why? Because I didn't sign that bad contract. I ain't taking on that bad contract for the next couple of years. I don't need it.
Well, listen, you don't have to take a bad contract. You take your room full of bad wide receivers and try to go win some games.
I'll draft me one.
In the AFC
I'm going to draft Matthew Golden at the top of the second round.
You're trying to win now. Pete Carroll is 70-something years old. You're trying to win now.
I like where you were headed.
You want more?
Nah, I want more.
Yeah,
I'm greedy. I'm greedy. I want more. I need more.
I don't even know the quote, greedy killed the cat or something like that, right? That's what we with. But listen, we gonna end.
Is this? Hang on a second. Is Lil Wayne on stage right now?
That's Wayne. Yep.
Lil Wayne is on stage. I don't know why he's not here in Vegas, but I think I'm gonna make that happen. Okay. Roger Goodell is on stage. Oh, they're doing this whole thing. You know why? Because this is what Green Bay does. They all ride around on bikes. It's a big thing.
Fun fact. I don't know if you remember. Lil Wayne is a Green Bay Packers.
Oh, I know that Lil Wayne is a Green Bay fan. Lil Wayne is the greatest rapper alive besides the fact that he's a Green Bay fan. Besides that fact. It's a horrible thing about Lil Wayne. It's tough. Greatest rapper alive, greatest ever. But being a Green Bay fan is a tough scene. It's a tough scene. Especially since he's from your city, Keith.
Well,
it's a tough scene.
No, it's not a tough scene because those who are from New Orleans know what really happened, right? We were the Aints, not the Saints, the Aints.
The Aints, not the Saints. That's a wild statement.
That's what we were called, right? When we had bags on our heads showing up to the Superdome. The truth is you needed a backup team, right? Because in New Orleans, we are naturally happy people, right? And when the Saints are losing and they're going 2-14 throughout the year, we need a backup team to be happy for.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't the New Orleans Saints? Didn't New Orleans not have any murders during that win streak?
Yeah, this past year.
That's how crazy. That's how much the football team means, man.
We just want to win. We just want to win and be happy people, baby.
We just want to win and be happy people.
Mardi Gras, crawfish.
Mardi Gras, crawfish, and New Orleans. Yep. That's what Keith said. But I think I would like to go back to the Las Vegas Raiders.
All right, good.
I'd like to go back to the Las Vegas Raiders and Tom Brady being involved. Okay? So something we talked about a lot, right? Tom Brady and them being able to potentially draft Shador, okay, at 6 or potentially move back into the first round now without things have shaken out. What do you think about that?
I think
Tom Brady's his mentor, for those of you that don't know, and obviously behind the scenes is helping Mark Davis throughout this process.
I think they'll be all for it. I think because Pete Carroll and Tom Brady are smart enough not to listen to the stupid shit.
Yep.
That's the best way I could put it. They're smart enough not to be influenced by the stupid shit that is being said. And Tom Brady, when he came out, noodle on, not athletic. Nobody wanted him, right? And he understands that there's more ways to win football games, right? And it takes more than just being a quote unquote physically gifted quarterback to win games. And I think that's why if Shador Sanders sits on that board too long, they'll go snatch him up and they'd have no problem with sitting him down. They're the type of people you're talking about, Tom Brady and Pete Carroll, that can call Deion Sanders and say, hey, listen, we're going to do right by your son because for the first time ever, he's going to be able to sit and learn. He's going to learn from a vet. And not just a vet that's been through some things. And Geno Smith, right?
Absolutely.
With the classic quote, y'all wrote me off, but I didn't write back. And I love that. So I think I can very well see the Las Vegas Raiders drafting Shador Sanders.
Yeah, that would be a perfect situation, right? I think if what we've learned, what's the commonality, Keith, between Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes?
They both sat down. They both sat down.
I don't understand, as somebody who grew up in Chicago and watched Green Bay do this over and over again, okay? The Green Bay Packers sat Aaron Rodgers down for multiple years. They sat Jordan Love down for multiple years. Why on earth does it seem that these other organizations are not willing to do this, Keith?
Listening to the noise, and that's when you have lack of conviction in what you do in your process.
Yeah.
That's when you're really, because a lot of people like to say that they're ready for the moment, right? And we blocked out the noise and we're ignoring everybody. But the truth of the matter is, those people see it. And the people that go ahead and they can't listen and they do the exact opposite, a la play the quarterback. Absolutely. That's the teams that are afraid, right? At the end of the day, they're simply afraid and they don't want to follow what they say they were going to do.
No, and they don't follow through, right? Yep. And I think that's the thing with Tom Brady behind the scenes here. And we've talked about it a lot. People are always looking for that situation. The biggest part of that, though, is Green Bay doesn't have an individual owner. It's such a cheat code. They have a board of directors that sits around and makes great decisions for the team. And when you have that situation, you have multiple people to check when your ego is getting in your way. Mm-hmm. Very different from somebody like I'm going to switch direction here, a Jerry Jones, okay? Let's talk about them Cowboys, because Jerry's made a lot of headlines coming into this draft. And listen, I respect Jerry for the business that he's built. But dear God, does that man need to get out of football personnel, because he has been making some horrible decisions. And as we sit here today, night one, Micah Parsons still don't have a contract, does he, Keith?
No, he don't. And they've not only they've done the same thing they did with Dak Prescott, waiting to the very last minute to pay him. They did the same thing with CeeDee Lamb, and all that happens is the contract goes up, 100%. Goes up, and it consistently eats into your salary cap. So the process of what they're doing, I think, makes no sense at all.
I don't think they have a process. No. I think that's the problem.
Yeah. And the process part of, like you said, is that is one, it's not a process. And two, you can identify from it being that they think they're smarter than everybody else, right?
Yeah,
like we're going to go against the grain. It seems like they're the type of people that always want to zig when everybody else is zagging.
100%.
And they're zigging their asses right out of the playoffs, right?
They're zigging their asses right off. That's funny. Keith, I believe we are back. And we are in the sound system. Everything is working now, but the draft is officially kicked off.
Yep.
So I'm going to tell the people, all the people that have been watching on YouTube, we appreciate y'all. Y'all been hanging out with us. You've been seeing some behind the scenes, which I greatly appreciate. But the best part of this show is the Draft Club After Dark, okay? Draft Club After Dark is going to come back. We are going to be live after the draft ends.
Immediately after
the draft ends. We got Les Spellman in the house. He's going to be on with us. That's the best combine coach, speed trainer in the game. So if you're trying to be fast, you want to hang out with Les Spellman. By proxy, I got faster just by hanging out with him. That's what I heard. Just by proxy. But I want to thank everybody that's been watching us. But we're going to come back with some Flesh Azul, and hopefully I'm happy about who the Bears pick, but I'm prepared to be sad. If I'm being honest. Prepared to be sad.
Yep, well, let's get it. We're about to head to the draft. Tennessee Titans are on the clock. And don't forget, make sure to tap in after, because we're going to give our thoughts, live reactions. Like I said, might have a shot or two, so you might get the unfiltered part of the draft club.
Draft club after dark, baby.
So, yep, make sure y'all tap in right after the draft. Jump back in this.
Done.